Kitty! How are you, Augie? Kitten! Hello and welcome back to Art Therapy with Jen. Today I'm doing a one magazine challenge collage page. If this is your first time on my channel or your first time tuning into this particular series of mine, what I do is I take a magazine, y'all are seeing a Garden and Gun here in this case, and I flip through it for the first time and I rip out any pages with images that just speak to me or I think I may want to use or I just find pretty or just whatever I feel like, y'all. And I go through, y'all see here, and I just rip out the bits I think I may use. I cut out all the words and phrases that I think might be interesting and just have them there so that I can open my collage art journal up and go to town with it, y'all. So I'm working in my ideas journal today that I found on clearance at Walmart. Been loving that one. And I just start taking some of the images I save for the background. I save a lot of landscape and you see their fruit. And like I've said before, I don't really pay attention to what the actual image is. I'm more looking at colors and what energy it gives off and all of that. So I just place it around and I just think, oh, that looks good there. No, that don't look good there. Yeah, let's put that there. I don't know. Let's just glue it down anyway. You know, worst case, I can just glue over it, right? It's not that serious. We just need to glue and go, y'all. But that's why sometimes you'll see my images flipped every which way, and I don't know. I don't even know. I didn't even notice it till someone pointed it out, and I think that's kind of neat. But got my tree sideways there, and I just start building colors together and seeing images that play off each other and color and texture, and just have fun with it. And most of the time, y'all, I just rip the images. I don't even cut them. I like the rougher look that it gives, and I like the fact that it's a more organic shape, and I don't know. Like I say, I just go with it, y'all, and I have a good time. I'm loving these summer magazines we're getting lately. Because, I mean, you got these, you know, the fruit, the trees, the bright colors. Just a lot of fun, y'all. So, it's just neat. And it's just every season has its own palette, you know, color palette. Every magazine has its own vibe. It's just really neat to see. And, you know, I'll rip them all up. But y'all see there, I'm building up layer by layer. Just ripping images and having a good old time. This magazine deals a lot with food and restaurants and places to visit everywhere in the South. So I especially like the vibe that's going on there. I'm from the South. A lot of y'all have picked up on that. And if you're not from America, that is kind of the area, more the southeast, I guess, maybe toward the middle over to the east. I'm from Tennessee. Some of y'all are good with accents and you picked that one up as well. So I like seeing these things that just, you know, to me, I remember, you know, going to the strawberry patch and picking strawberries when I was little, and that was a big thing to do around here. And I don't know, it just gives a different vibe to me. I like this magazine. You know, maybe I'm Southern, so I'm biased, so I like when stuff has a more Southern aesthetic. But it's all good, right, y'all? So there, I'm building up. We're getting a lot of food images, I tell y'all what. But I would just love to have some of them strawberries right there, or some of them blueberries. They just look heavenly, don't they? Just, I want some. Too bad we can't just pull those out of the magazine, right? But I'm getting there. I'm putting it together. And y'all see, I just pick up images and set them up there and think, yes, no, maybe, I don't know. And so this is a slower, more close-up shot of what I have so far. And another thing I want to note is, too, I talked about ripping the edges of my images. Depending on what side you rip from, you can either see there's a white border where the rip is on there, or you can have none at all. So you can do a lot with that. So now I'm taking these little images that I saved that I found on pages that I wasn't quite sure about, but they wanted me to use them for some reason. And of course, they're all these different foods, y'all. And I just started placing them on there, and it just added another layer. Like this story, there's going to be a food element to this story, y'all. So we have this fancy cappuccino, espresso, something or other down there. And then we got, pub food. We got this bowl up top that's more like an Asian ramen soup, stir fry. And then we got a po' boy there. I mean, our story is definitely going to have a food element to it, y'all. And someone who knows good food by the looks of it. So here's what I have with those images placed on top of the background. It's just, like, to me, I like to see little snapshots of things. And my whole goal is when you look at a page, I want people to see something different every single time. Oh no, does that make sense, y'all? So now that I have the background where I want it, oh, look at me. I'm putting in my scrap jar, y'all. Y'all remember my scrap jar? I'll put an iCard up above where I made a picture from the scraps from my last collage journal that I finished. I like to save my little ribbons along the way and make something for the last page. But now we're going to move on to trying to find our cast of characters for this story, if you will. I really liked this image here of the couple. It was actually a shoe ad or a boutique ad. And I mean, they're setting out in this just really deep south looking setting. But it's kind of funny. She had shoes all up on the ground there that I guess she was going through. And I tore the shoes off, and it just made this really sweet moment there. Then I also found this couple that's sitting in their rocking chairs, living the dream. They look older, and then I start to see, this is going to be a love story, y'all. And I found this image with the family and friends sitting at the table. And then here we have another image that adds to the story. And then I found this image that it looks like someone peering into a window of like an older style pub, and you can see the girl with her back turned. And now I'm like, this, y'all, this is different memories in their relationship. And I'm thinking one of them works in the food industry and one of them's a foodie, y'all. So, and this background, okay, just go with me here, y'all. This is how my brain works. But this background here with all these different dishes are dishes they've had together or created together, and food has played a big part in their lives, and it just, does that make sense? And so these images are memories and like an evolution of the relationship. And with that being said, I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to place these on the page in a way that flows and makes sense in my mind. So you'll see me there fiddling around with them. I like the one with her in the blue dress there. I think that's their engagement photo. I think that's what we're going with. And you see them like in the pub and all of that, and just, I like it. I do a lot of pages with love stories and female empowerment, and like I said before, I'm not sorry about it. I really like it. But that's growing up in the 80s and 90s, y'all. That's where my brain goes. But I'm gluing it down there, and I'm thinking this feller that I'm gluing right there, that's got to be the husband when he was young. He's a chef. He's learning some things, so he's definitely the one in the food industry, and she's the foodie, I think, going out to nice restaurants. And this image I just glued down where you can it's almost like he sees her across the bar, and I don't know, it's just a really neat moment, y'all. You can see him there, and there's her. He sees her across the bar. Their friends and family coming together. Cute little date night at a club or a jazz club, their engagement, and then older, sitting on their porch, on their rocking chairs. I mean, those are probably the fancy ones they got at Cracker Barrel too, y'all. Just living the life. I'm loving it. And so now I'm going to see what words that I picked out. And we're going to try to add, a visual, even more of a narrative to this story, if you will. So I look and see all the words that I have. And I just cut them up every which way, y'all. I've had it to where I don't have any words that make sense. So I'm going through cutting out thes and ands and just words here and there and placing them together, because I'm going to make it work. I'm going to make it work the way I want it to, But I just see that, like, I got one phrase down there. I put together dreaming of the mountains every time. So maybe this home that they have now that they're older, retired, chilling in their rocking chairs is up in the mountains, like good Southern folk, right? And I found getting away together, life's best moments. And then this one I'm cutting out here, it's more about, moments and remembering, and, moments most remembered are often the ones you didn't plan at all. So it was their chance meeting. And I'm just having fun with it, y'all. I love it when a story just pops out. And see, I found time capsules there. So it's almost like, y'all remember in the older TV shows, especially like soap operas, when they would go they'd look into the past and it would have all that fuzzy purple border around it, or it would be like an actual thought bubble on the screen. That's kind of what these little ripped pieces of paper, it's like snippets into their life and over time. And y'all, sorry, I went back to Days of Our Lives there, didn't we? I mean, every time I was sick and home from school, y'all, that's what you watch. You watch soap operas. Like, I was invested in John and Marlena, y'all. I was invested in Bo and Hope. You know what I mean? But anyway, or if you ever watched Passions, now that was a show. That was a show and a half. But anyway, so I got my words together there. I got them arranged on the page in a way that I like. They're making sense to me. I'm digging it. And the colors work as well. I look at the colors in the backgrounds of the words. So let's get a closer up look. We have morning glory. Moments most remembered are often the ones you didn't plan at all. Discover and rediscover. Together. Time capsules. Life's best moments. And dreaming of the mountains every time. So they met and they finally achieved their dreams while having fun and good food along the way, y'all. So now let's add some embellishments here. And I kind of just wait and see how the page is feeling to me, if I want to add embellishments or not. So I just go with it. And I just started adding these lines to connect the pictures together in a way. And I started with the Sharpie, and it just wasn't opaque enough for me. And so I pulled out the paint pen. And I did a page before where I did these kind of curly Q vines, and I really liked it. So I wanted to try to do that like a connecting cycle here again. And just to add, I don't want it to pop off too much, but just add something that kind of tricks the eye into saying, okay, all of these are connected. Oh, must have got a comment on my YouTube channel there, because I pulled my phone out. But now that black pen has dried, I'm going back through with a white Posca pen and just outlining the words really roughly. And just having fun with it. I tell y'all what though, that's my first Posca pen, and I've been using that thing like crazy, and it ain't run out yet. So I'm liking it. I've about used up on my white gel pen, so that's working pretty good. So I'm going to let that dry for a second, and then I'm going to go in with my white out again, because I want something very opaque and that really stands out. And I'm not worried about it being archival or anything like that. Whiteout, I had some people comment, whiteout at least in my experience, it's not going to last as long as if you actually get on there with some good paint and paint in white. It can chip off, it can dry, more transparent, but it does the job. I really love it in art journaling. I like the more grungy look it can give, and see, it does the job there. I have no complaints for what I'm using it for, but I did have some people ask about, you know, how archival it is. It's not really. I mean, it's white out, right? But I really like it. I can get a whole pack of those at Dollar Tree, you know, for $1. And they don't have the most product in them, but they have enough to add embellishments here and there for quite a few pages. So they definitely work. I don't know how they react to like sealers, like Mod Podge and things like that. I've never used that, so I don't know, but that's always done good for me. And now I'm going around the outlines that I did with the white Posca around the words, and I'm just adding some black dotted lines just to bring that white down a little bit and just add more texture. And then I'm going through with a white gel pen and making these white out dots that I put down with the dashes, making little lines throughout to kind of make it look like there's white thread weaved in and out or sewn through them. Y'all know what I'm saying. Stitches, that's the word I'm going for. So just doing that to give it a more, what would you call it, homely? I don't know the word for it. Crafty? I don't know. Just give it a more authentic homegrown vibe. Are we going with that? We'll go with that. But, you know, that's what I think when I think of like old Southern memories, because my whole childhood was filled with, you know, sewing and DIYs and doing this stuff. So I always like to add those little kind of handmade looking details a lot of times. And now I'm pulling out a metallic marker, Crayola marker, and I'm just adding some little metallic dots and flourishes to it just to give it a little more visual interest. It really plays off the color of the breads, and I don't know, I just felt like doing it, y'all. Sometimes I just feel like taking out some markers and just going to town, you know. Worst case, it looks bad and you just cover it up. So you just have fun with it and try stuff. I'm going to pull out the black metallic marker out of that pack and add a few more little details, lines across the page, and a few more squiggles. And then we're going to get to the detail that I think is my favorite of the whole page and the most important. And that's when I take the white gel pen and I want to highlight this moment where he sees her across the bar. So I go around, I outline her figure, and before it dries completely, I smush it outward so it almost gives her a halo effect, and then I circle her, because this is very important, and this was the catalyst to the whole story, y'all. And I circle that po' boy up there, because maybe that's what she ordered, and he brought her, and the rest is history. Right? The rest is history. Well, thank y'all so much for watching today, and I hope y'all are having a wonderful day, evening, morning, whenever it is. Again, thank y'all so much for watching my little art channel. I really appreciate it. I love seeing your all's images and the works you've been working on Instagram. It has been just, I've been having a ball with that, y'all. But thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all next week with another art video. Bye, guys.